y'all, Kelly here. Welcome to another episode of the Author's Mic. I am actually going to be taking a break for the entire month of May, but I pulled some episodes from the vault, so let's get into it. I'm your host, Kelly Morgan, indie author and indie publisher. Welcome to another episode of the Author's Mic. Welcome to today's episode. Hey guys, Kelly Morgan here, and this is another episode of the Author's Mic. So for the last two episodes, I was telling you about my indie journey, how I became an indie author and an indie publisher, and really the why behind the free guidebook. So the first episode was the dream, second episode was the scam, and here we are to the third episode. So, like I said, this publisher had gassed me up only to ghost me and take $700 of my hard-earned money, and I never saw anything. No book, no royalties, no nothing, just silent heartbreak and defeat. So what did I do? I felt defeated. I retreated. I didn't say anything to anybody because I was so ashamed. I could not believe I got scammed. I didn't even know people would even think about scamming an author. It never even dawned on me that these things were real. So I felt defeated. I retreated. I just, what could I do? I had lost my book. This guy had my book. If it was selling, I didn't know, and I didn't know what to do. So I stopped. I just stopped. I gave up. But that feeling to become an author never left me. I always thought about it. And so one day I decided to go ahead and try to get my book back. And it took a long time. I went to the Better Business Bureau. I called this guy. I even reached out to attorneys. And of course, you know, me being an unknown author, an indie author, no attorney is going to take my case. But one attorney actually gave me some great advice. And it did help me get my book back. And eventually, yes, I did get the rights back to You Sound White, but it took a long time. I will never, ever hand over the rights to anything that I create ever again. Lesson learned. But like I said, I had retreated, right? Defeated, retreated. But then, you know, I did get the book back. So now I've got the book back. What am I going to do with it? So I came back. I decided that, you know what? I wasn't going to let this guy stop me. I'm going to learn all about the publishing world and I'm going to get my book out there. And that's exactly what I did. I went down this rabbit hole to learn everything I could about publishing. I learned all about self-publishing and hybrid publishers and traditional publishers and editors and all of everything that you need to know. And I published a book. I started Brighthead Publishing, and I even started a podcast called BHP Podio Book Club. And I interviewed authors and helped them promote their books. And this went on for about a year, but it became overwhelming. I was so busy with the podcast and helping others that I just didn't have time to do any of my own writing. So at that moment of being overwhelmed, I stopped again, right? I stopped. I stopped the podcast. I pulled You Sound White off the shelves. And another reason why I pulled it off the shelves is that I got a really horrible review, which crushed my soul. And so I stopped again. I'm like, you know what? I am not built for this. I am done. But that nagging feeling never went away to be an author. So I actually got an idea for another book. Wait for it. So I wrote Wait for it. And I decided that this time, not only was I going to write it, I was going to put it on audio. So I wrote it and then I went and found the studio and I made the audiobook and I rebranded. I rebranded Brighthead Publishing. I relaunched You Sound White. I came out with Wait for It. I started the Author's Mic. I wrote the guide and here I am today. Better, stronger, smarter. And I want to help you, the indie author, avoid all the pitfalls that I went through. So now you know the why behind the free guidebook. I truly do not want your money. I just want you to avoid the pitfalls that I went through. I don't want you to have your dream and then get scammed and then be defeated. So this guidebook is simply that. It is a guide to help you navigate these waters and get your words out there because they matter. As always, if you are an indie author and you want to share this platform with me, come on, you can get me at brightheadedpublishing.com. No, I'm sorry, that is my website. Bright brightheadedpublishing at gmail.com, or you can leave me a note in the DMs. As always, thank you for joining. My name is Kelly, and this has been the Author's Mic.